John Baptist Nambeshe mumyuka wa President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine okuva eri mu Eastern Uganda gwe tuline essaawa eno era naye ayogereko eri eggwanga kkiriza mukuwe.
And the rest members of Parliament present, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make a citation. A citation I'm making is peculiar because it is a praiseworthy act in honor of our distinguished departed comrades. I greet you and welcome you all to this unprecedented event. If you look at the wall behind you or beside you, you will see drawn thereon faces of a few of the many martyrs and victims that Mr. Museveni's regime has made of the comrades with whom we started this journey. At the extreme end, just behind there, is a painting of the late Yasin Kawuma. He was shot dead towards 9 p.m. on 13th October 2018 as he sat inside President Kyagulanyi's vehicle that had parked outside Pacific Hotel in Arua. The shooter was a member of Mr. Museveni's military guards, commonly known as SFC. Kawuma had spent that fateful day driving President Kyagulanyi as he mobilized support for Honorable Kassiano Wadiri, who was contesting then in the parliamentary by-election of Arua municipality. At the time of his shooting, Kawuma was seated in the exact spot where the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu had been sitting just moments earlier as he drove him through the town. It is therefore clear that whoever took Kawuma's life, and in fact intended the bullet for the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Yasin Kawuma was not just a driver. He was a father of 11 young children and the proprietor of a charitable organization that identified, nurtured, and looked after talented but vulnerable children. His remains lie buried in Guama in PG district. Next to the late Kawuma, just behind there, is a painting of Comrade Kibalama Bosco, John Bosco. Kibalama John Bosco was the only child of his mother. He was abducted on 3rd June 2019 as he returned home to his family. The car in which he had been traveling was found abandoned with his phones and identity cards by the roadside towards Gayaza town. To date, we have not seen or heard from him. People power, our power. Now cool down and relax as I conclude the citation. The closest we have come to knowing what really happened to Kibalama was 7 months ago when the regime's Prime Minister, the Honorable Rita Nabukeera took responsibility for his abduction. She claimed that Kibalama was a hardcore criminal who had been murdering policemen. Until his abduction, Kibalama was mobilizing support for his intended bid to represent the people of Busiro North in Parliament, a constituency represented at the time by the Honorable Dennis Sozi Kalabuzi, who was also the junior minister for Ruero Triangle. Kibalama is also part of a long list of comrades who were abducted and have remained missing for weeks, months, and years. Some of these include 1. Semudu Michael. Semudu Michael was abducted from Kasubi on 28th of November 2020. 2. Damurila John. Damurila John was abducted from Kisaka Market on 21st December 2020. 3. Mbabazi Moses, who was abducted from Kisaka Market on 26th November 2020. 4. Narumonso Vincent, abducted from Bugorobi on 1st December 2020. 5. Lukwago Martin, abducted from Bugorobi on 3rd November 2020. 6. Kinata Mohammed, abducted from Mukono on 23rd December 2020. 7. Sempija Yuda, abducted also from Mukono on 19th December 2020. 8. Musisim Boa, abducted from Kisenyi, Kampala on 18th December 2020. 9. Kiria Peter. Kiria Peter was abducted from Nasana on 1st December 2020. 10. Wangolo Shafik. Wangolo Shafik was abducted from Nasana on 3rd December 2020. 11. Zimuna Dennis, abducted from Nasana on 25th November 2020. 12. Ruemba Mustafa, abducted from Nasana on 19th November 2020. 13. Mubiru Hassan, abducted from Kawala on 20th November 2020. 14. Sesazi Isma, abducted from Makindye on 19th November 2020. 15. Kisembo Godfrey. Kisembo was abducted from Muvende town on 12th February 2021. George Kasumba, abducted from Chotara on 19th January 2021. And Baguma Joseph, abducted from Chevando in December 2020. Now next to Kibalama behind there is Comrade Rita Nabukeera. Comrade Rita Nabukeera on the morning of 24th February 2020 was pursued and ran over by a police patrol truck in Nakawa as she traveled on a motorcycle. She was rushing to attend a consultation meeting organized by President Kyagulanyi at Popopo Memorial Center in Rubaga. Eyewitnesses stated that once the police officers realized Rita still alive, they reversed the truck and ran over her again until they were sure she was dead before speeding away from the scene. While this incident happened, right under the watch of police CCTV cameras, the police spokesperson claimed that the particular camera was faulty that day. so they could not retrieve any footage to identify the soldiers responsible for Rita's death. Rita left behind 2 daughters, the oldest of whom is now about 10 years of age. Until her death, she was a presenter on Olujiliro TV, one of the popular online media outlets, a platform she was using to mobilize fellow women and oppressed youth to get national IDs in preparation for the 2021 presidential election. We laid her to rest in Chiwaka district on 25th February 2020. Francis Chibalama Senteza, fondly known as Frank, is the face that is painted at the extreme right, just behind there on the wall. Frank was about 26 years of age when a military police patrol truck, registration number H4DF 2382, deliberately ran over him at the Buseka roundabout. And the occupants on the military truck, police truck, just continued as if nothing had happened. Frank, a bodyguard to our president, was knocked dead on 27th of December 2020 as he tried to clear the way for the president's campaign team that was rushing journalist Ashraf Kasirye to hospital. Ashraf Kasirye had been shot in the head while covering President Kyagulanyi as he traveled from Masaka for a campaign meeting. Like many other youths disgruntled with how our country is being run, Frank had just left his job he was doing as a carpenter in Iwaise and committed his full time to the struggle. We buried him at Kiroza village in Masaka. The 4 comrades on that wall like many other disgruntled, that one I was done. The 4 comrades on that wall represent thousands of others who have in one way or another faced the wrath of Mr. Museveni's regime for identifying with
Kyagulanyi's life, as both have in the past been shot with projectiles aimed at them. The plight of the victims I have mentioned here, in addition to those whose names we have not mentioned for lack of time, highlights the many risks that anybody who dares to challenge Mr. Museveni must be ready for. Mr. Museveni might consider Yasin, might consider Rita,
Dani Cheyune, Hakim Sekamwa, and Charles Mutyable, and many other departed comrades as mere statistics in his long and winding history of political matters. But they formed an integral part of our struggle for change, and we get many challenges along the way, but the memory of these comrades keeps us going. They did not die in vain. A luta continua.
A luta continua.
I would like you to substitute the clapping with the raising up so that we observe a moment of silence for these departed comrades. I pray. and may their souls rest in eternal peace.
Your Excellency, I already have a feel for the Honorable Jolly Mujisha, who is going to speak after Honorable Nambeshe. For such a sad moment, it's not easy to speak.
Mbela sinyangu ya bujiji ya bunkenke Honorable Nambeshe ayogedde ku bantu baffe abatibwa ababuzibwawo General Kaguta Museveni atalina kisa yalinga atalina bana atalina nabazzukulu kitalo nnyo bannange munzikirize mpumulemu nenga nkomawo mukama Katonda abankuumire bataayi mweraba.